Hey guys, it's Vanessa. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I figured I'd share with you some of the Middle Eastern Arabian scents that I'm most looking forward to using this fall season. I have quite a bit to share with you. I also have some like layering recommendations. So I'm starting out kind of something different only because this is not something that I would typically gravitate towards. This is Infinity Rose by Maison Alhambra. This is a predominant rose scent. The top notes are pink pepper, bergamot. Middle notes are Bulgarian rose, Turkish rose, Egyptian jasmine. Base notes are amber and Madagascar vanilla. It's for the most part a very linear rose. Unless you love rose, I don't think that this is going to be something that I reach for often on its own. It's almost a dry kind of rose. This is unisex. I think everything is unisex, but don't love this completely on its own. I think it's a very pretty rose. I obviously like other roses, but it's not like my #1 favorite top pick ever. So I layer this one to make it a little bit spicier, a little darker. Khamrah or Vanilla 28. That's a really good way to spice this up. I can sweeten it up, on the other hand, with a vanilla-based body mist. That makes it for a really nice, sweeter vanilla, adds a little bit more character to it since it is kind of so linear. But I do think that this is great. The projection on this is pretty strong, and I would say on my skin it lasts about 8 hours after it's been, macerated for a while. Lattafa's Liam and Infinity Rose. This gives me the nicest warm rosehip cardamom tea ever. When you add in a vanilla or lactonic type of fragrance into the mix as well, you have yourself a rose milk tea that is just delicious. It works well with so many different notes. You can make it sweeter, you can make it spicier, you can make it more like a tea note. And for that reason, I do really recommend this one for the fall season, especially layered with other scents. And since I mentioned this one next, we're going to go into Lattafa's Liam. Liam is unisex. The top notes are cardamom, fig, and black tea. Middle notes are iris, vetiver, and labdanum. Base notes are vanilla, sandalwood, tonka, and patchouli. This one is compared to BDK's Gris Charnel, which is a luxury fragrance. Can't talk today. Which is highly sought after. This one was one that I was so looking forward to get because I do love tea scents, but I feel like it's really hard to find a genuine, true tea scent. So this one, it is. To me, I really do smell the black tea and cardamom in this one the most. Great longevity. This is at least 7 hours on my skin. I really like to layer this so many different ways. As I mentioned, Infinity Rose, it layers so well. I think that this would be incredible. Absolutely incredible, layered with any kind of lactonic scent that you like, which I'm going to mention in my next video. There's quite a few lactonic scents in there, but just as like an example, if you want to add something like Bath & Body Works Milk Perfume Mist, two together, this is like a milky tea, and then you can just keep adding to it. Another combination that I really like to make it almost like a vanillic tea, something that has maybe some vanilla extract or maybe with some vanilla pods in there. This right here, Vanilla 28 and Liam, also makes such a great combination. This has great longevity and projection on my skin. I've sprayed this before bed, right after a shower, and it's such a nice, it's almost like calming. People thinking that this leans a little bit masculine, even though it's completely unisex, but I love it. And like I said, maybe add in a lactonic body spray or perfume or a more vanillic one. I think that would be incredible. This is one of my favorite purchases from Lattafa, and I'm so glad I have it in my collection. I keep throwing this one in here because this one's very versatile as well. Lattafa's Khamrah. Khamrah has top notes of cinnamon, nutmeg, bergamot, middle notes of dates, praline, tuberose, and mahonial. Base notes are vanilla, tonka bean, amberwood, myrrh, benzoin, and akigala wood. So this is loosely compared to Angel Share, as I'm sure you've all know and heard, and this one's been around for a couple years now. There's Khamrah Kawa now, which I really want that one because that one has an added note of coffee in it. Spicy and boozy, slightly woody. It's a perfect standalone or in addition to any sweeter scents. I can sweeten this up whenever I please. I add a caramel, a vanilla, a chocolate. Can be beast mode depending on the sprays. It's nearly eternal on clothes and has lasted even after washing my clothes. So I would say that Lattafa I wouldn't say if it's a safe blind buy. I don't recommend you blind buy it, but if you are a fan of cinnamon and spicy boozy scents, I would give this one a try. You must like those notes though. It's only gotten darker since I got it a couple of years ago, and it's really truly such a gem to have in my collection. Even though I really want Kawa as well. We have Vanilla 28 by Kayali. It has top notes of vanilla, orchid, and jasmine. Middle notes are brown sugar and tonka bean. Base notes are amber, amber wood, musk, and patchouli. This is perfect as a standalone. I truly do love it. It has such an incredible scent. This is another one that when I got it, I was so disappointed because my juice was nearly translucent, and now it has this beautiful, rich, dark, almost purple. Really, as you can see, it's very well loved. I'm below the halfway mark, and this is a great fragrance I love having in my collection. So it is perfect as a standalone. It can be layered with just about every fragrance in my collection. The longer I've had it, the better the longevity has gotten. I would say 7+ hours on skin will eventually turn into a skin scent on me personally. I layer this with everything. To add a little bit more of a sophisticated vanilla. It's not a straight like vanilla frosting, vanilla ice cream. It's a little bit more sophisticated than that. And for that reason, this is one that I always want to have in my arsenal. And I do think that is perfect for fall. I have to make some really good fragrances that are perfect in the fall. No, I don't think anybody will be surprised to see Nebras in here. Nebras top notes are red berries and mandarin orange. Middle notes are vanilla, cacao, and rose. Base notes are sugar, tonka bean, amber, and musk. This is most compared to Billie Eilish's number 1. It's perfect as a standalone. Layer it with Khamrah for a spicy, boozy vanilla. You can make it sweeter with Eclaire or other vanilla fragrances / body mist or body sprays. Decent longevity after it's been sitting for a while after I got it. I would say originally it was between 3 and 4 hours. Now I would be more comfortable saying 7 to 8 hours. That does turn into a skin scent eventually and has less projection as the time goes on. But this is truly a beautiful, beautiful, I don't want to say it's a sophisticated vanilla, but it's a more complex vanilla. I wouldn't say it's just straight up vanilla. Sometimes do get some of those red berries and the mandarin orange as well. So it's very rare. Like it pops out here and there. It's not all the time, and it really does depend what I layer it with. If I really do recommend this one, and I do like it. And I like wearing it before bed too. It's a super nice scent. I love this one. Nebras is one that I did believe the hype on, and I'm glad I did because it actually ended up really working for me. Get into one that I don't think is for everyone, but I am so happy I have it in my collection. This is Swiss Arabian's Shagraf Oud Tonka. This is a fragrance that I was so looking forward to getting. I did blind buy this with knowing that I love almond scents. I love bitter almond, I love almond milk, I love a lot of those notes in fragrances or fragrances that I like, that I end up loving. So this one, the top notes is almond, middle notes are cinnamon, orange blossom, and Turkish rose. Base notes are tonka bean, vanilla, and amberwood. Compared most often to BDK's Velvet Tonka, this one stands on its own. It doesn't need anything. It can 100% shine by itself, and this is a beast. You must love almond. It can be slightly powdery to my nose, borderline too powdery for some people. Almond does have that effect. I feel like a lot of fragrances that have a strong almond note, depends what it's layered with. So this is excellent layered with any vanilla, chocolate, caramel, any gourmand notes, or a cherry scent. Would really give this more of like an amaretto kind of vibe, but is a beast on my skin. Good with like Nebras or Kiss a Delicious. This is paired so nicely with those. It can be beast mode depending on the number of sprays. I've smelled this 24 hours after applying on clothes. I would say if you're able to sample this one, since it can be a little bit of a not safe blind buy. Next, we have 2 pretty popular scents. I'm gonna start with Lattafa Eclaire. They did their big one with this one too. When I first got Eclaire, it was with the whole, it went viral, the whole thing, because it's supposed to be comparable to Bianco Latte. I think at this point, every brand is trying their hand at Bianco Latte. I don't care about that stuff. You already know my whole spiel with dupes or not. I just like to smell good. This smells good. The top notes in Eclaire are milk, caramel, and sugar. Middle notes are honey and white flowers, which I really don't get the white flowers at all. Base notes are vanilla, praline, and musk. I layer this with Khamrah for the nicest, creamy, boozy, almost lactonic scent. Khamrah pulls out a lot of the creaminess in Eclaire, and then Eclaire really balances out Khamrah. If Khamrah can be like too strong or too boozy or too cinnamon for you, it kind of like cuts that down quite a bit. So I really love this one for that. Layer this one with vanilla 28 for an even more sophisticated vanilla. Decent longevity, I would say like 6-ish hours on my skin. Occasionally longer on clothes, it just kind of depends on like what the fabric's made of. But this is a good one. This is Bianco Latte done right, in my opinion. And I really do like this one. This is a great rendition of Bianco Latte, I would say. I also think projection and longevity gets way better the longer you let this one sit. So I'm a big fan of that one. We're moving on to Kissadilicious by Paris Corner. The top notes for Kissadilicious are dark chocolate, orange, and whipped cream. Middle notes are coconut, marshmallow, and jasmine. Base notes are vanilla, soft woods, and white musk. This, to my nose, is extremely similar to Choco Musk, Nebras, fresh cream, warm cashmere. I would say after 3 hours, this turns into a skin scent or projection. I don't care because I do think it smells so nice and comforting. It does smell like such a beautiful before bed, warm, cozy night, sitting maybe out by a bonfire. In Florida, probably not until like December or January. This one has gotten better. I will say that projection has gotten better since I first picked it up. I think when I first picked it up, it was almost like a skin scent. So again, I don't think that you need to immediately run out and get this. If you have something like Nebras or maybe a Choco Musk, I don't think that you need to run and get really anything. But this one, if you already have those in your collection, I don't think that you need them. Still one that I would love to layer for fall. So that's everything that I have, some layering recommendations. My kind of rule of thumb for layering as far as perfumes and body sprays, that if there's any fragrance that is too strong of anything, so if it's a very strong rose or floral scent, something that I'm not typically a huge fan of, that I'll cut it with some kind of vanilla or some kind of gourmand note to bring that sweetness up a little bit more to the surface. I'll try to cut it with that. Same thing with boozy, spicy notes or extremely woody notes. Layer of vanillas with nearly everything in my collection. Some kind of gourmand. It is everything that I have for my Middle Eastern Arabian scents for the fall season. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to. If you don't, that's totally fine. Thank you for spending some time with me today discussing these fragrances for my most favorite time of year ever. As we approach Halloween, the more excited I get for the season. So that's really all I have today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you would like to. If not, thank you anyways for hanging out with me today, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye!